What's going on, everybody? Welcome to Water Cooler Entertainment. I am Vinny Z. I'm joined by
Tyler.
What's going on, guys? Welcome to Water Cooler Entertainment, where we bring you all entertainment conversation for your morning around the water cooler. This week's show should be interesting. I found a really good show on Netflix since we last got together.
Oh yeah.
Which I wish I'd known this existed longer. Apparently it's been on YouTube for a while. Did you know
Really?
that? Cobra Kai.
I did not know.
Cobra Kai apparently originally was on YouTube, and then Netflix took it over because I believe it was getting taken off of
YouTube.
Yeah, I believe I was having a conversation with somebody about it, but that show's crazy. It's one of the few, like, I guess if you want to call it remastered, series, a pickup off of an older movie.
Yeah.
Where, like, they kind of kept everything. It was done really well.
Yeah, I liked it. I haven't finished it, obviously. I haven't even gotten very far into it. But, like, from what I've seen, it's, like, really good. And all I gotta say is, like, in that lunchroom, I'm just gonna say it like that first lunchroom.
Yeah.
Where boys smacking. Dude, I was like, oh, this show is awesome. Like,
yeah, no, it definitely...
If you know what I'm talking about, you know. Like,
yeah, it's definitely a show I recommend watching.
Cobra Kai. Yeah,
it's just the character development is so on point.
Yes.
I just like there's a lot of layers to it. So without going too like in depth into the show and ruining it for people who haven't watched it, I like that like you don't know who to hate and who to like because there's times where you're like, I hate that I hate that character for doing that, and then I'm like, man, but I see why, and then you're like, okay, I like at a certain point they're kind of telling it from like they're telling the original Karate Kid storyline
through
Johnny's eyes.
Yeah, through Johnny's eyes.
Yeah, so.
And I like that they show his backstory so much in that too.
Yeah, which is kind of cool because it's definitely something that like I liked the original. I hated the remake.
Yeah,
hated it because it was just I hate remakes. I always have. But the original's a classic, and then like that's why I was skeptical. I was like, dude, are they gonna ruin this?
Yeah.
And if anything, it just amplifies it. Like it makes me want to go watch.
It makes you really think like where his headspace was.
Well, that's the thing. It's now, like it's the whole. Like, literally, there's two sides of the story. And you never hear the other side. And as you watch this, you kind of like see both sides of the story, and it's like, what? I'll be honest, it's one of the best shows I've watched in a long time. I highly recommend it to anybody. I mean, even if you're not a fan of the Karate Kid,
even if you haven't even seen it, because like I'm gonna be honest, I haven't seen it, but I'm watching Cobra Kai. I know I'm gonna get slammed for that.
Yeah, that's a classic.
Yeah, my dad's a huge Karate Kid fan. Like my dad, but I've never seen it, and I just like I know parts of it. I know about it. But I don't know the whole thing, but like seeing this is like, even I can understand it. Yeah,
well that's what's cool about it is like it, because I've always said that too, like, we've talked in the past about watching shows like, Lucifer, which I've always said I hate watching a show that's so far in that I gotta go rewatch months of stuff to get caught up with the current, and I'm like, it's too far.
Like Game of Thrones?
Yeah, I never watched a single episode.
I'll tell you my story about Game of Thrones, after this, but
you don't have to watch anything.
No.
Like it walks you through what you need to know, but it's definitely for fans of the Karate Kid movie, the original. This is awesome. I love it. There's life lessons in there. Like I'm a really big quote person. I love quotes.
Yeah, and
like later on in it, there's just a fishing quote, and the guy says he's talking, and he's like, he's not catching fish, and he says, yeah, but here's the thing is with fishing is if you got something worth biting, eventually they're biting. I'm like, oh, that's kind of really cool. Like, big quote person, so I like that too. But what's your
my Game of Thrones
story?
So I when I was in Afghanistan, never watched Game of Thrones, but everybody brings over hard drives, right?
Yeah.
And my buddy had all these movies, like Friday, anything, like all kinds of movies. And I was like, yo, let me download it. So I downloaded all of his stuff on my laptop. And one day I just came off of patrol, and I was just like, I'm going to start watching these. So I started watching them. Oh, I got sucked into it.
Really?
Oh, I got stuck into it. But I stopped after the Red Wedding, which is like this big thing. And I don't remember exactly because it's been a little bit, but I remember I was so upset. I just stopped watching. I was like, I can't do that anymore. And everybody's like, no, you got to get through that. And I'm like, not with the trauma that I just endured. Like, I can't do this. I can't watch the rest of this.
Yeah, I don't know. I heard it ended pretty badly too. If I'm not mistaken, a lot. I never watched a single episode. I know nothing. But it's funny actually because Game of Thrones is mentioned in Cobra Kai, so it's actually really relatable. Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's funny.
As you get further on in, like a character goes back to Game of Thrones, I believe, and that's very funny how that went full circle.
Yeah.
Something else that I watched recently, and the complete
you were not happy
opposite feeling that I have with Cobra Kai is. And this is where I hate remastered things. Here we go. The new Scooby-Doo movie. Because I see, like, and I think us people, because we're mid-20s.
Yeah.
Mid to early 20s, so us and the kids a little bit older, adults a little bit older than us, like, we grew up watching Scooby-Doo. So, it's like, so watch something that was made now, it's like, that's what I like to watch. I was like, oh man, like this was one of my favorites growing up. Was my favorite growing up. So I was like, oh, excited. Let's see what they
see what they can do with it.
No, I'm telling you, it is terrible. It is horrible. It goes against like everything Scooby-Doo. Like,
jeez, that's upsetting. I
hate it. I'll be honest with you, I hate it.
That's upsetting. Yeah, honestly, I seen this meme. I think it was today. It was like, I feel bad for those kids for the kids who aren't going to eat the Scooby-Doo fruit snacks. You know, like the blue, that blue one, the Scooby-Doo.
Yeah, the blue one.
Yeah,
that was a special
for some
snack.
reason, I swear to God, it didn't change anything, but it was just good, you know. And I seen that and I thought about it, and then you brought up the new Scoob, and I was like, huh, yeah, that's kind of funny, but
yeah, you didn't watch it?
No, and I'm happy I didn't.
I haven't bought it. So
oh.
One night you come over and watch it and hate it. With me. I bought it twice actually because Braden is a fan of it, and I bought it on my Xfinity account at my old house.
Yeah.
And I don't have that same account over here. I just have the internet.
Yeah.
So I had to buy it again because Braden wanted to watch it, and granted it was like $15 I think or 20. So I mean it's not killer, but it's like I'm buying movie. A terrible movie twice. I'm mad I bought it the first time. Yeah, I mean, and that's like kind of, I guess, to just go on a tangent of remakes. Like, I don't know if it's something that it's just scary when people do it.
Yeah, because they can either destroy like your whole view on a show or a movie. You know, like it can just be like, I don't even, I don't know.
You're 100% right. Like, I mean, even because I hate things that any time somebody tries to do something, it's a lot of the times too. It's because what happens is, I believe, is the original like person whose mind it was, isn't involved in a remake.
Yeah,
and the key things that they valued don't get carried over. Like, I've talked about this with you before. A book series that I really liked was Cirque du Freak.
Oh yeah,
12-book series. And it's a real easy read because, I mean, I'm not a big time reader, but I did like these. It was an easy read because they were for like, now I read them in middle school, but they're middle school level books.
Yeah. But
I'll still read them now because it's just an easy read. It's not like
something that's gonna like put a lot of strain on you. Yeah, you can just enjoy it.
Yeah, especially because I've read the books and listened to them like audiobook wise.
Yeah.
5 or 6 times. It is a 12-book series, but it's that good, and I really recommend any reader to go read them. Do not watch the movie. That's a time where we talk about things being redone. They went and made the movie, and like without giving away anything to of the book series, one of the key elements of the book series that they spend 3 books, maybe plus, getting into and telling you about, and you're trying to figure out what it is, and in the movie they reveal it to you at the end of the movie, and it was supposed to be like a 3-part movie, and I'm like,
that just doesn't make sense.
Yeah, I was like, you kind of ruin like the key element of the storyline, like because so technically the movie was supposed to be based off the first 3 books. It was supposed to be, I think, 4 movies.
Okay.
So I was
they
like,
didn't have the budget or something? Or
it just shit. It turned to shit, and from what I understood,
that's upsetting.
Somebody who, talking about hands on it, somebody who was originally in on it, was in on the writing of the books, which Darren Shan was the author of the books. but somebody who he, I guess, was involved with, or somebody who wrote something really good similar to the books, wrote the whole script out, was awesome. Well, somehow, some way, it ended up in somebody else's hands. They rewrote the whole thing and killed it. I would love to see them redo that series because it's such a good book series. And let's see where that goes. I mean, I'm trying to think of other redone things that were not nearly as good as the original.
Red Dawn. Red Dawn, the original, was pretty good, but it's kind of a military movie, I guess. So
fits today's topic.
Yeah, right. It's kind of like a military movie, like a foreign invader air jumps, like airborne jumps into the USA, and people are trying to fight back, like veterans and his brother and stuff, or this active duty guy, but he was home or something. But yeah, like I think the original was better, honestly. The new one was really good. It brought out a lot of things that the first one didn't really. But I don't know. I like those movies, the Red Dawn movies.
I'm trying to think of what. Speaking of, because Cobra Kai was a good something that they carried over with, and it ended up being good. I'm trying to think myself.
I would say Red Dawn was pretty good.
Yeah. I'm trying to think of just a bad one, or not bad, a good one. Because I mean, we named a couple bad ones.
Yeah.
It's a lot of pressure, I think, to take on something that was
so good. Like the books that you're saying.
Especially like if you have like a loyal fan base, and then you remake it, people turn.
Yeah, people will get really upset.
I mean, thinking of, I guess, movies like the Sonic movie just came out. That's made off of the video games. Did you watch that?
No, I didn't.
Man, that's not bad. I mean, it's not terrible. That was an alright movie. I mean,
yeah,
I was not mad at it. I mean, it wasn't a great movie, but if it's something I do recommend watching it.
Okay.
There's another game that I believe is being made into a movie, and I don't remember off the top of my head.
Oh, The Witcher did that. The Witcher?
What's The Witcher?
The Witcher is a video game that they turned into a movie.
Really?
Or a series. It's on Netflix. I heard it was pretty good. I haven't seen it.
I've seen it on Netflix, but I didn't watch.
Yeah, I heard it was pretty good. My buddies thought it was pretty good from what I remember hearing. I heard it was pretty good. But Monsters Inc. 2.
Yeah.
Apparently I just heard recently said it was fake.
Really?
I would be really upset. I think Monsters Inc. 2 would be really cool.
Yeah, that's another. I mean, but there we go. That fits our our agenda of remakes. I guess a sequel.
Yeah. But like a far out sequel. Yeah. It's been years.
Well, because they originally made the original Monsters Inc. And then they went
Monsters University, which I thought was pretty good.
That was a solid. I mean, it was a solid movie to watch. Because that's what I like now. Is now we're seeing a lot of the movies that we watched when we were kids.
Yeah, turn into something different.
Yeah, and it's like they made the live action Lion King movie.
Yeah,
which that's the only live action.
It wasn't garbage.
No, that was actually pretty good.
I liked it.
I know they made a Jungle Book one, right?
Yeah, I think that was.
Didn't watch that.
Yeah, I haven't watched that. No.
I'm watching a lot of with Braden now. I'm watching a lot of like the older Disney stuff that we watched, or we grew up when it came out, and now I'm watching like the remastered like live action ones or like yesterday he decided he wanted to watch Puss in Boots.
Mm-hmm.
Never watched that before.
I put it on for my dogs when I left the house. That's all I know.
Did you?
Mm-hmm.
Wow, that's funny. Yeah, and not a bad movie. Off the Shrek series, which I think they made. Because that's, I mean,
and those were pretty good too. I don't think they were
Shrek movies.
Yeah,
they were pretty good. It's just funny things I never thought I'd rewatch again or watch. I'm watching now, and it's like you forget how good
and how different it is when you're older too, right?
Yeah, you just forget how good those movies were. Like now, I'm trying to think of like the stuff I watch kids watch now, and I'm like, what are you watching?
Yeah. And SpongeBob now is just weird. I feel.
Yeah. Like that was like
that was childhood.
Yeah, and we don't have that, or they don't have what we had.
No.
Because that show was awesome. I mean, and
the movies and everything like that was like. And that's the good thing about like movie or TV shows like SpongeBob is there's no like solid like agenda. There's nothing like following the whole time, so you can make movies just like off the rip.
Yeah,
and
there's no, you don't have to like. There's no like storyline per se.
Yeah,
like
keep the same characters and do a goofy adventure.
Exactly, it really is. I mean, but thinking about like what we grew up. I mean, we grew up, I think, a little bit too young into it. I think people in like their 30s, late 20s.
Yeah.
If you think about thinking about actors that they have that the kids don't have today, like think about like me and my brother Jay talk about it all the time. The Saturday Night Live like crew that was around when he was a little younger than us. Adam Sandler, David Spade, Chris Rock, Chris Farley, like all these. Like think of the comedians that we have. Kevin James, like it's really crazy to think. I mean, in my opinion, some of the best. I mean, the only guy I think, Dave Chappelle, I guess you can see that are the only guy like current. I guess there's only a couple guys that I really think I like. Kevin really Hart is really good, one of the best ever. But that's him. Jim Jeffries is another guy who was more recent. They're the only two I can think of, and I'm a huge comedian stand-up comedian fan.
Oh yeah.
There's a couple guys now that I can listen to here and there, but I don't know. There's just nothing
like
as good as nothing as good as them guys. I mean,
100%.
Tom Segura's pretty good. There's some good ones. Man, that might be a best of segment coming up. Speaking of the best of segment, we'll dive into this real quick.
Yeah.
So this week's best of segment was war movies. That was your pick, war movies. So best of segment for people who aren't aware or did not listen to last week's show. Each week we will be selecting a topic of our favorite, a category, a genre, a year, anything, and we're going to sit and we're going to go watch a bunch of them, or kind of sometimes we might not even need to watch them, but we're going to pick our favorite, and we'll definitely be on social media platforms, more Facebook than anything, and we want to get your guys' opinions on, what your guys' favorites are, and, like we've compiled the list of everybody who submitted their response to us throughout the week, and we'll read them off here in a minute, but we're going to be doing this every week, kind of fun, interactive with you guys, as well as we kind of can sit and debate what we liked and what we don't like. Since it's yours, you can kind of go ahead.
So mine was Black Hawk Down. That's a really good one, but it was definitely in between Black Hawk Down and Saving Private Ryan. Saving Private Ryan was obviously a great movie. They have a lot of good actors in there, and it was coined for one of the most realistic war movies. That very first Normandy invasion part. Yeah. In there, it was like that. Like I remember.
I remember watching that in school because
how realistic it was. Yeah, it was really obviously it's a really really good movie, and everybody's seen it. I feel like.
Yeah, that's one of the few that I've seen.
But Black Hawk Down, I mean, that's a epic story, and I thought it was hilarious because one of the main actors. Oh no, that was a different movie. Never mind. But it was just like that guy that kept going back and forth and fighting. Like that's a real dude. That's a dude who really did that.
Yeah.
And that's insane. But 12 or not 12 Strong, but that's also a really good one, honorable mention type thing. 12 Strong, and then what was the movie with the Benghazi? I forget about that, but that thing, I remember that movie. That was awesome, and it made me laugh when the guy, he had his contact fell out, and he's like, I'm not gonna go into a gunfight without my contact, and I'm like, dude, that is so hilarious, because if I lost a contact when I was on patrol, I would have lost it.
I can't imagine.
I always carried an extra pair of glasses because I would have ripped the other one out. But like that. Yeah, see, and I'm not I kind of enjoyed this week's pick because I'm not a big war movie fan. Yeah.
I just no real particular reason, just something I've never, the new type genres I've never really watched a lot of.
Yeah.
One I did watch, and the one I definitely like, one of my favorites is American Sniper.
Yeah, that's a really great movie.
Yeah, I kind of fell
Chris
into
Kyle.
the rabbit. Yeah, I fell into the rabbit hole of it and kind of listened to his real interviews.
Yeah.
I kind of fell into the rabbit hole of that whole thing, and it struck me as holy crap, how crazy that his whole situation was. But yeah, it was definitely fun this week, kind of diving into these movies, because there were a lot of the stuff I haven't watched from beginning to end. I've watched a few that made the list, but there's a bunch on here that I've never watched.
Yeah.
And a couple I did watch, but I definitely enjoyed this week's. We can kind of go over. Well, we'll go over the poll. We'll go over everybody's responses.
List. All right, so we'll go over the responses. Like Vinny just said, John S. Saving Private Ryan. Tommy B. Saving Private Ryan again. Rodney M. He had 3. He couldn't really choose, but 1917, Normandy, and Dunkirk. Rodney said that Dunkirk was a really amazing movie. He went into a lot of, reasons why. He said it was just very realistic as well. I haven't seen it, but yeah. And then Sean B., which we're going to give him a quick shout out, twitch.tv ShizzyB12. He does Call of Duty, Warzone with his buddies. I hop on there every once in a while, so you guys might be able to see me. He's trying it. He's in the military, and he's a really good dude. So there's that. Sean, his was Expendables. Lewis G., Sandcastle. Furman V., Saving Private Ryan again. Connor B., American Sniper. Ricky M., Black Hawk Down. That's what I'm talking about. Ed C., Platoon. Platoon was a really good one. Rich B., Full Metal Jacket. Paul H., Braveheart and Patriot. You said Patriot was really good.
Yeah, that's one of my favorites actually, and I didn't even be honest with you. That was one I didn't watch. I didn't watch this week, and that probably could have rivaled American. No, that definitely could have. That could have rivaled American Sniper, because that's at Mel Gibson, right? Yeah. Because he plays such a good part in that movie.
Yeah, he does.
I'll be honest with you, I might even the more I sit here and think about it, yeah, that movie might be on tonight.
Yeah. Bill R., Lone Survivor, and American Sniper. I feel like that's kind of the thing that we're gonna see a lot. Those movies were really good. Lone Survivor was an insane story and a very insane firefight. If you've seen it,
no,
that I would recommend if you want to see something nuts. Yeah, very good. Vanessa K., We Were Soldiers. Jackie, Black Hawk Down. That's what I'm talking about. And Joe G., A Bridge Too Far.
Speaking of Joes, Intern Joe.
Intern Joe? Yeah.
MIA again.
Yeah. We actually have the poll for how many people.
Yeah, we took down each one, technically a 3-way tie, including our responses. Saving Private Ryan, American Sniper, and Black Hawk Down all have 3. It's kind of funny because there's definitely a wide variety of answers.
1917, Normandy, Dunkirk. Obviously, that was all Rodney's, but
all one guy. So they get a third of a vote.
Yeah, 1/3 of a vote. Expendables was 1.
Even though
Expendables, I don't know if we do consider that a military movie, but hey, it's veteran. They're veterans, right? And Expendables, I'm pretty sure that they were all
I watched one of them. I watched.
Sandcastle is 1.
Yeah, see, you said that's pretty good. That's on Netflix.
Yeah,
right?
It's on Netflix. It's pretty good. Luis picked that one, and then American Sniper, Black Hawk Down, both have 3, obviously. Platoon has 1, which I'm kind of sad about because Platoon is a really good movie. Full Metal Jacket had 1, Braveheart 1, The Patriot 1, and then we'll go into our honorable mentions part. That would be Fury, Jarhead, Act of Valor, and American Warfighter. American Warfighter is about the stuff at home, pretty much.
Yeah.
Once you come back and how it affects you and your family, which is really good. It depicts it very well. Jarhead, the whole series is just amazing.
Yeah, I've never watched any of these. These are ones you definitely recommended.
Yeah. And Fury, yeah.
Never watched it.
War Daddy.
I've watched very few of these.
The War Daddy.
Yeah.
It's all slick back. That was a great movie, and it shows somebody who was not supposed to be a tanker get thrown into a tanker position.
Oh yeah.
And fight for his life in that situation.
That's crazy.
It was awesome. Act of Valor, obviously, that's when I don't know if you've seen it, but Act of Valor when they come around the boats and that hot LZ, Swick comes in and just starts lighting down. Oh.
Yeah.
I'm out of my seat every time.
Really?
Every time I watch it.
I've never seen, like I said, war movies were never like my thing. So like I said, I did have fun this week watching them. They were interesting. They were good. Some of them. I don't know. I have a hard time getting into them.
Yeah.
I guess because, like, I've always been the type of person I like to find my natural good and bad guys. But, like, in a war movie, it's defined who's the good guys and who's the bad guys. Like, I like to kind of see, like, similar to what we opened with Cobra Kai, like...
You can't choose.
Yeah, because, like, there's good qualities in both and bad in both. So I kind of like to evaluate the characters and, like, kind of see the depth in them come out. And it's like, in a war movie, it's like... clear good guy, clear bad guy. So that's why I have a hard time getting really into them.
Yeah, no, I understand that.
There's no in a war movie. You really rarely do you have that drama of that, like, is this character gonna end up saying screw it, you know, and turning on somebody, or like, because that really don't happen in war movies as much because you can't do that more. I mean, if it does happen, then you're breaking, in my opinion, you're breaking the realisticness of a war movie because it's like that doesn't happen. Yeah, and that's why I've always had a hard time. But like I said, there was definitely some good ones.
Yeah, I mean, Lone Survivor, I would definitely recommend that. That's something. It's just 3 snipers, SEALs. They go up into Afghanistan to eliminate a target that was a high value target, and what they did was not wrong, and you'll know when I say that, but if you watch it, what they did was not wrong, but it came back to bite them hard.
Yeah.
What they did was not wrong.
Have you watched We Were Soldiers?
I have not. I have not seen We Were Soldiers.
I might have, because when I read the name,
I think I've seen it.
Yeah, I don't know
the name, but I don't think I've seen the movie. I think
I've watched this movie.
I might have.
Something tells me I haven't. I don't know what. But yeah, it was definitely fun for the first week. It is my turn to pick this week.
Yeah.
Something I think, because this is always fun, I think this is going to be a very fun one to debate throughout the week. I'm really hoping that the same people who were active this week get active again, because this is one I'm excited to see how the comments play out, and that's best sitcom.
Yeah, best sitcom.
It can be animated. It can be
a Family Guy,
yep. American Dad, Futurama, Friends, That 70s Show, How I Met Your Mother, Full House, like any of them. I really want to see,
you need.
Because what really inspired this was I seen somebody shared on Facebook. It was like Friends in That 70s Show, and it was like the greater than sign.
Oh yeah.
And it was like Friends is better, or That 70s Show is better than Friends, and I was like, I
don't know. I've seen I don't know if it's a new series of Family Guy or so. I mean, we can talk about this next week, but they did like a skit as Friends on Family Guy.
Really? See, I gotta watch. Yeah. I used to watch Family Guy
Hulu.
As they came. Yeah, it's on Hulu. I watched Family Guy on Hulu. I used to watch like the new episodes like as they came out. 2.5 Men's another great one. Like, this week's gonna be fun. I think.
Very fun.
It'll be a different side of fun for me because I'm gonna have to pick between some of my favorites.
Yep.
Where this week it was fun because I had to go investigate.
Yeah.
But this week's definitely gonna be fun. I hope we have the same amount of activity, because this week we had, at least 15 people?
Yeah, I would say
about 10 to 15 people respond. We had that because we had 9 votes for the top 3.
Yeah, about 15, 16.
Yeah. So I'm hoping that number goes up this week.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
I'm hoping to see even some little bit of debate in the
that'd be awesome.
Comment section.
Yeah.
Keep it clean.
PG. Definitely, like, More comments, yeah, that would be awesome. I'll be sharing on my Facebook page, and we'll be sharing on.
Make sure you go like and the Water Cooler Entertainment Facebook page.
Yeah.
And join the group, because that's where a lot of these posts are going to be happening. That's where I want to see the debates. I want to see the opinions. It
would be a lot of fun. And share.
Yeah, share this stuff. There's definitely more to come. I appreciate you guys for listening, and we will see you guys next week.
Have a good one.